This is Lake Hora, and they're telling me that this is one of the lake in the city of Debre Zeit, and also they say that it's a total 6 lakes in Debre Zeit. This is one of them. And by the way, my name is Makadella, and I'm visiting from Los Angeles, California. I just came back here after 25 years, and here I am visiting, the different lakes and Addis. Obviously, growing up in the U.S., a lot of people think Ethiopia is nothing but, desert. My name is Makadella Tadasse. So I decided to go to Ethiopia and find out what is going on there. The airport is really nice. I feel like, the airport was like in the middle of nowhere on some kind of island. That's how I felt. And after, start driving from the airport to the city was just like any other city, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Big city. A lot of people in the city, they come from different parts of the state to work there, to live there, because bigger city, a better opportunity than the other remote places. So there was a lot of people. Some areas the traffic is just like here in the US, a lot of traffic, the city a lot of smoke, like LA. So a lot of people walking up and down the street. Air is different, the culture, the people, the value is totally different. I don't want to put too much of my Western value on, on the people. There's a lot of nice places to go. And it's made out of hand cotton material. It's really good for summertime, beach wear. And then a lot of Ethiopians, they were in a coffee ceremony. So, hey! I went to, different recreational, the hotels, the resorts. It was really, really nice. I really love Hilton Hotel. Addis Ababa Hilton Hotel is really, really nice because the swimming pool, what I really liked about it, what I really enjoyed, the swimming pool is mineral water comes from the ground. That's on the ground of Hilton Hotel. So it's hot. It was hot mineral water that's you swim in, and you can't really swim in too much, especially if you travel from the Western world to Ethiopia, because Ethiopia is at high elevation, or Addis Ababa especially is a very high altitude, and on the top of that, it's hot water. Imagine. We're not used to that. I wasn't used to it, so I had to be careful swimming in Hilton.
Tell me your name.
No taking pictures of the stars. Sadala Adamu. You Americans, Sadala Adamu. Preparing my day at the pool at the Hilton with my cuz from Hollywood.
What else? How's life in Ethiopia?
Life in Ethiopia is good, I can't complain. Spending time at the pool, relaxing, while the husbands work, as they should be. Welcome to Ethiopia, Maki, after 25 years. The best part about Africa is the fact that there's feeling here. You feel connected. People, the culture, you don't have that. Not everyone's just empty and focused only on material things. And take a dip in the pool.
Tell me about the water again.
The water here in Hilton, this is hot Calistoga water. This is hot mineral water. It comes straight from the earth. Natural water. That's why you see it steaming. The hot water comes straight from the earth. You know who discovered it? Taitu, the wife of Minilik. She came here from the country, and when she found this hot water spring flowing, they decided to move the capital to Addis Ababa for Ethiopia. And this Hilton has been here for like 50 years. So that's natural water, natural spring water.
How do you feel when you get out of the water?
You're relaxed. You see that lady over there?
Yeah.
Floating, relaxing. And also because of the high altitude, that's right, it's hard to breathe and combined with the hot water. So it's not like you're in LA swimming, relaxing, doing half an hour breaststrokes back and forth. You have to take your time. You see nobody's really swimming very hard. You see anybody swimming fast, hard? No. Everyone swims slowly.
It's like a little garage in the middle of nowhere, just sitting there. It says art gallery. So I went in there, and a couple of people, young people, showing their art.
Difference in our lives. Difference in our lives.
It shows the culture of Ethiopia and the different things, about the culture. So the culture and religion, and just that's what the art was showing. And I had opportunity to talk to the people and took pictures.
We will turn our hearts to him and help Ethiopia. During these times we live in, let all the people pray.
I was with a lot of Rastafarians. I met Rastafarians who lives in either Addis Ababa or different parts of Ethiopia. I met them in the city, and we were driving from Addis Ababa all the way to Shashamene, and we were just talking. Some of the Rastafarians who were from England, they returned or they went back to Ethiopia to live there or to serve there. They were teachers, like professors. I remember one lady, I still remember her voice is just amazing. Deep voice, so smart. This woman is just unbelievable. She's full of love, and we were driving from Addis to Shashamene.
Yeah, that's a good one. Thank you. Fantastic.
You got what you want?
Yeah, I got what I want.
We know, yes we know, yes we know, we can make a difference, difference in our lives.
And you?
Ethiopia. I'm putting my vision to reality.
Yeah.
Yes, I am indeed. Happy to be here with my sister, Sister Vikerti. The both of us used to work in Jamaica with the Archbishop Abuna Yisak and Archbishop Abuna Nicodemus. Now, we are both very honored and blessed to be here to fulfill our dreams. We met those Ethiopians who came by the service of His Majesty. And so we returned to Ethiopia at His Majesty's request and command and in service to Him.
Yes.
And we're happy to be here.
Yes, because we're quite blessed.
Yes, we are blessed and honored. And we are ready. We are ready to work. Because we're here to develop Ethiopia at His Majesty's request. His Majesty is more than life to us. He is life itself.
His life is
So
everything.
his simple request to come and help develop our motherland of Ethiopians and Jamaicans are one.
Yeah, that's what His
And that's
Majesty
all
said.
about His Majesty. It's really His Majesty's direction that brings us from
Right
all
here.
over the earth
To be here now.
to be in Ethiopia, and us especially, because we know that this is the reality. We know about our heritage.
Yeah.
We know about the value of this land.
Yeah.
And we have come to help our brothers and sisters in Ethiopia to recognize the beauty and the divinity of this great land.
So almost a year.
Almost a year.
How do you like it?
I love it. I answered His Majesty's order, as it were, and it's been wonderful. As ever, joy, joy, joy.
Where are you now?
Where am I now? We're in Langano.
How do you like
Oh,
it?
go to the lake.
We know, yes, we know, yes, we know we can make a difference in our lives. Difference in our lives. Difference in our lives. Difference in our lives.
Like your name,
When we call Him
Rastafari, watch you to tremble. He them not like your name, for it's a new name, a precious name, a new name, Rastafari. A new name, Rastafari.
Ah,
I am
Rastafari.
Destiny.
Destiny.
There was good and evil, and it shows good. Why raise the time of the Most High?
What do you have to say?
I'm taking a historical route.
Historical roots.
Yeah.
That's a good name.
These last few days have been
Historical
on the
roots.
historical route.
How do you feel about that?
Oh, it's great. Discovering back in time. Felt like I was back in time, ancient lands. Yes, I'm discovering ancient places, being back in time.
Oh, but there's a house there in the tree. Yes, it's a house in the tree. See there? See there?
Yes.
It's a house in the tree.
Where?
See there? See there? Over there, see there? The house in the tree.
And we were just driving to the highway, listening to Jamaican music.
Can you run away from yourself? Say you got to stand up and fight to survive another day.
Green, brown, red, you name it. It's just all, I mean, the sunsets are amazing. It's just looks like we were driving through a paint. I felt like, wow, you know, this is a paint. It's amazing. You know, it's just the landscaping is just so beautiful. So that was just the most beautiful and amazing, unbelievable experience. Then we drove to Shashamane, and the reason we went to Shashamane was a live music concert was taking place in Shashamane with Jamaican artists, Ethiopian artists, and they were performing for the locals. And when we went there to, you know, they want me to see the life in Shashamane with the Jamaican reggae, you know, though it's not only in the whole world enjoy Jamaican music, and just listening to the live music in Shashamane, in Africa, in Ethiopia, It was just so beautiful. It was unbelievable.
Enough tuna, enough spice. God is beer and we'll have the ice. Listen, everybody come to your senses. Ethiopia will give you knowledge. Ethiopia will give you courage. Shashamani will give you knowledge. Shashamani will give you courage. In Ethiopia, everyone should live in Ethiopia. Addis Ababa, Lalibela, Wondo, Genet, You're not saying not, mama, yeah. You're not telling not. You're who let you not. It's the chafurulat. Who let you humble what? It's the chafurulat. Mama, yeah. Ethiopia, you're not feeling mama, yeah. Mama, yeah. Ethiopia, you're not mama, yeah. Mama, yeah. Ethiopia, you're not feeling mama, yeah. Ethiopia, watch it. Semeni matapu kalachu. Yene Sydney Solomon balalu. Lembrachu. Gromi Ethiopia natakare. Negem zarem bezwanu manore. Uwadwa chalo batam. Yene memeke yenat. Tele wazela mama ye. Ethiopia, yena fiwe mama ye. Mama ye. Ethiopia, mama ye. Mama ye. Ethiopia, yena natakare mama ye. Mama ye. Ethiopia, catch it.
Jamaicans, but the few Jamaicans, because of the history with Emperor Haile Selassie visiting Jamaica, he made a famous speech in Jamaica saying, if you ever want to return to Africa, or if you want to come to Ethiopia, and I have a reserved place for you. So few Jamaicans took advantage of that. So that's the place. There's quite a few Jamaicans that lives on Shashamene. They live in Addis Ababa, also they live in Shashamene. I had opportunity to talk to the locals, and they were showing us a time by Bayana Malaku, who used to work for Emperor Haile Selassie. Matter of fact, he used to come back and forth to US, to Ethiopia, educating people about Ethiopia, about Africa. If they want to come back, they have a place for them in Ethiopia, school for the locals in Shashamene. So this big, huge land, old, small classes sitting on the land, and 3 classes, I believe, very small, very humble. They said they were serving 1,000 kids in that little small school. So they are hoping someday to rebuild the school, make it even modern school with technology, with a library, and they're hoping, to raise money from whoever, they're looking for donation, raise money so they can build this school, so they can serve even more people, and also to teach or educate the locals a modern way with the modern technology.
But he granted a constitution similar to the Constitution of the United States of America, but based on Ethiopia's traditions. It was for Ethiopians at home. When Italy invaded, he granted another constitution for Ethiopians abroad, and to secure the integrity of Ethiopia, which is our divine heritage. That's its preamble. It was given to all black people of the world in 1937. I'm happy to announce today that in 2002, that very same constitution started by Dr. Malaku Bain in 1937, was again registered here in Ethiopia as an international NGO. Since 2002, this organization has been conducting a humanitarian work in Shashamane, the land granted by His Majesty as a gift and a way of saying thank you to those black people of the world that helped Ethiopia during our hour of distress. That land, Shashamane, 250 kilometers south of Addis Ababa, is for all the black people of the world to come home to.
Ethiopia, in the midst of the Rift Valley, this land is a gift from Jah to show His appreciation. He must stand against Muslim in the Italian invasion. Shashamane, we love Shashamane.
Okay. Who's gonna explain this to me?
Okay, Atadirabu. Atadirabu, this is what?
This is learning classroom. Students sit here in the lab. This is also our desks are like this. We don't have more than better than this desks.
In this class we have around 70 students.
70? 70. And 2 shifts.
Yeah.
One in the morning, one in the afternoon.
Yeah. And after in the one shift, we have in this class around 70 students.
In one shift.
And one shift.
Okay, as we can see.
Classroom teacher ratio, classroom is 70 or from 60 up to 70 students with one class.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
That's very difficult.
Yes, and these are not in good condition.
No. You know, I know one thing about learning environment. It's conducive to make it as bright as possible.
Yeah.
So when we design these classroom blocks, that's the main thing we bear in mind, to bring as much natural daylight into the class and create that bright learning environment.
Yes.
But this is the present situation, so we are happy to see it. We know what the challenge is. Yes,
by working.
All things, word, sound, power.
Do the students at grade 8 only have 4 hours every day?
Yeah.
Only 4 hours of schooling?
Yes, yes. Both shifts have
Both
only 4 hours.
Not enough.
It's not enough, yes. 4 hours means we have only 6 periods, 6 learning periods. See? We have around, we teach, from grade 5 up to 8, we teach around 10 courses. For these 10 courses, we have only 6 periods daily. So it's not enough. It's not enough to bring or to give quality education.
More classrooms.
Yes.
More teacher.
Yeah.
More class.
If we have more classrooms, we can make, from 8 up to 9 or 10 periods in a day.
The water tanks is really important. I have seen a lot of water tanks in resident area, and I have seen water tanks in the school ground where the students, they can have a clean water to drink. So they're helping the students, and it will be wonderful the students get different, better books for them to learn. Also, just building more tanks for clean water. Literally, they just need everything pretty much. These kids, these students, they are just so eager to learn. They're really smart, but they don't have that extra help they need. So that's one thing, but still, they didn't stop from going to school.
In the future, this tanker service in 2 ways. One, we are going, after some days, after some 3 or 5 days, we are going to build, to construct one shed here. And we take from that shed water. We are going to make here one shed, which is used, to take rainwater and preserve here.
In the tank.
Another, we have here pipe. water pipe.
From the main municipality supply.
Yes, yes. But it doesn't have enough water always.
Okay.
Sometimes it comes at night time,
Okay.
and at daytime it doesn't have.
I see.
So we take that water to this tank.
And fill the tank.
Yes.
So you have two ways of filling the tank.
Yes.
From this roof and also from municipal.
Yes, and we have two pipes here.
Very good.
This comes from the main pipe,
Okay.
and the other that side.
Okay.
So in two ways we
Yes.
can preserve water.
Sister Ascala, why I was very keen to put a rainwater tank here at the school is in order to teach the school children self-sustainable rainwater technology, so that they can see simple construction, simple roof, harvest the water will help you. So we want to do it at the school. So the first one we built was that one over there. Okay, now this is the second one, which we are now building here as Atadirabu has described. So I'm happy to know that besides being fed by the municipality pipeline, you'll also have the rainwater catchment.
Yes.
Because that's the technology we want to teach. Because when they're far from the road, no way to get pipe.
Yes.
So when they learn this at the school, they know for the future that they can follow this example. Right? You see? It's coming up.
Do you drink that?
Spring water.
Spring water. And then put something here.
Okay, this is the spring that's coming out. You can see it's bubbling up here. Okay? So when there's dry period, the people come from the village, come here, and they fill up their jerry can with this spring water, which is drinkable.
Thousands of people. Thousands of people.
And as you can see, Makdi, next to it, we have a river. If you could dig a little opening and a little down, say 50 centimeters, then you put the submersible pump in there and it sucks the water, and then you put a pipe in.
Right.
And then you can take that and put it into a tank.
Right.
And then a tap on the tank,
Yes.
and the people come to the tank, open the tap and catch the water.
እንደናንተ ቢሆን ምንድነው የምትፈልጉት? ምን አይነት ነገር እንዲሰራላችሁ፣ ምን አይነት ነገር እንድታገኙ፣ ምንድነው ፍላጎታችሁ በላቸው
ለልጆቹ? አማ ጋፊቶ ከሲንጋፖር ዳላ አከከስኒ ማል አከከስኒ ሆጅተው በርባደኝ ማል ወንፈዲን ከሰማል አዝት ማል አከከስኒ ሆጅተው በርባደኝ ፈከኝ ቢሻን ከነታተው ወንተ ብራራቱ አተው ያደም ሻህም
Nani kuna gara bradi mbecho. Nani gara bradi mbed. Bergudu nyuzu det. Watu jintamet. Aka bomba gone ora ban barba.
Sembelum ini sekali.
Ano ala.
ይሄኛው ውሃ ይሄ ወንዝ በሌላ በኩል ወጥቶ ይሄ ወንዝ በሌላ በኩል ወጥቶ ምንጩ እንደ ቧንቧ አይነት ነገር በቧንቧ አይነት ነገር ተሰርቶ ሰዎች እናቶቻችን ያለ ምንም ችግር እንዲጠቀሙበት በቧንቧ መልክ ወደ ላይ ወጥቶልን ብንጠቀም ነው።
It is developing rapidly, Ethiopia, as you who just visited it can tell. And there's a lot of progress in roads, in education, and so on. So there is this headlong rush forward, and I think that's a very good thing. However, it must not be at the expense of ignoring or not appreciating the great things that have happened in Ethiopia in the past. The fact that people were literate and made these beautiful manuscripts and developed laws and were very conscious of history. So each king used to write get a scribe to write his chronicle. A person around would do the chronicle of the king, so that there is a manuscripts and developed laws and were very conscious of history. So each king used to write get a scribe to write his chronicle. The most learned person around would do the chronicle of the king. So that there is in the past there was always a consciousness of what went before. And this is what we mustn't lose with the young people, because after all, what is it to be an Ethiopian? What is the identity? And what is the identity of somebody without their history? So we hope that people will always have that appreciation of the past, as well as being willing to discard the bits of it that are not very useful, but keep the rest. Brought in just a few specialists in philology and religion and so on. Very few, mainly Italian and German. Well, now the last one was this year. It was in Akaki, run by the university here, and there were something like 200 participants, all interested in various aspects of Ethiopia. And so many of them were Ethiopians. So they're taking hold of their own traditions and their own culture. And this is so enriching for everybody. We're happy to see that happening. Because they usually get scholarships to go on to university. These are pre-university schools. And a surprising number come back, despite the temptation of university life abroad and so on, and contribute and come to our committee. And this is a great experience for them to widen their horizons, to realize that Ethiopia is not the only poor country in the world. It's not only that everybody is rich and we are poor, but to get a feeling for an understanding of other people's cultures, and they come back much more open and tolerant people from that additional experience. So I think we've sent now over the years well over 50 students abroad. And they come back, not all, some just sit there and enjoy themselves in the foreign countries, but many of them do come back, and because it motivates them to want to help their countries. They do anyway, but this helps them.
I want to say thank you so much for your time, and hopefully we'll take this further and your consideration and the lesson of the history. It's very interesting for me too, so thank you.
Really honor and respect the Pankhurst family. It's more than 3 generations now that have really dedicated themselves and their skills and expertise to disseminating that ancient culture and history of Ethiopia, which is so very important, as we've been taught, that a nation that has no knowledge of its past history and culture is like a tree without roots. So I think the Pankhurst family has done a great service to Ethiopia in disseminating that ancient culture. Not only that, but being active in reclaiming all the looted historical and cultural artifacts, such as the Axum obelisk, such as the tablet that came from Edinburgh, and are still very much involved in these movements. So I'd like to use this opportunity and thank both Rita and Richard and their parents and their children for all the wonderful work they are doing for Ethiopia. Thank you very much. This place is on the road to Wondo, Genet. We've just left Shashamane. The borderline between Shashamane and Wondo, Genet is also the borderline between the province of Shoa and the province of Sidamo. We are now in Sidamo. Sidamo is a very fertile, rich province in Ethiopia. At the age of 17, His Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie was made the governor of this province. The people in Sidamo love His Majesty very much, and they love us, the Rastafarian people, very much. If you look down here with the camera, just around where you see this mountain drops and there's a valley, behind that valley is Lake Awassa. Very beautiful. And as you can see, Ethiopia is a fertile land. Look at this beauty.
Went to a place called Wondo Genet. Wondo Genet is a resort place, area which is heaven on earth. Wondo Genet. Genet means heaven. Looks just unbelievable garden, like area, like a nature, a lot of flowers and a lot of, the garden is so, it's not a garden, it's just big open land. It's just a lot of flowers and trees and green. Looks like heaven on earth, like they call it Genet, heaven. It's just so unbelievable. Not only that, a lot of birds there and a lot of monkeys. When we were walking around the that area and just, taking pictures and shooting, a lot of monkeys. Monkeys were just hundreds of them, or going from one area to another. It's just everywhere. It's so many monkeys. I was like, oh my gosh, this is a monkey farm. I called it a monkey farm because it's just so, I felt like, wow, I never seen anything like this. Only in a zoo in America you see wild animals, but not, in your own eyes, like, right up, like next to you. Just all these animals just passing by. It's like, oh my God, am I in a zoo or is it really like nature, nature place, natural place?
God, it's amazing. The valley.
There's a lot of mineral water, hot spring waters coming from the mountain area, and we walked, from the bottom all the way to the mountain, and with the locals were with us, and me and few Jamaicans were walking up in the mountains, and it was just, the nature was just so beautiful, and there's cows passing by, the locals passing by with their animals, with the cows, and I was pretending like I was the locals, so I was, just playing with the cows and with the kids, and it felt so good. It's like nature and full of just natural. And we walked to the mineral water, where the mineral water was coming down from the mountain, and they were telling us that it's a lot of people from all over the world, they come there, they go there to experience the water. You can soak in, and first they put us under a sand like a mud bath. The locals, they were digging the ground where the mineral water was going down. It's hot sands and mud. They were digging the area. They put us under the mud, under the sand. We were buried inside the sand, hot mineral water. You feel it. You just soaked in there, and it heals you if you have like arthritis, or if you have any kind of problem with back problem, neck, whatever problem, stress, it helps you to just relax and release all the tension.
You're coming down?
Oh, with the leaves. God is beautiful.
Very tasty, very good. We should drink some.
I don't know. Maybe up there.
My doctor said whenever I get hot mineral, I must drink it.
It's hot water. Hot mineral water.
It's bubbling from underground.
Going to the palace in Wondo, Genet, where His Majesty used to stay. Wondo, Genet means wonders of heaven. This truly is heaven on earth. See how beautiful and peaceful it is. This round building was His Majesty's resting place when he used to visit the province of Sudan. It's now used as a tourist villa. What do you call this again? And this also this is where His Majesty used to sit and watch the view. This was a fountain. It's a pear tree. See the pear them starting to come. Can you see them? See them?
የምሰራውም የሬስቶራንት እና የባር ኃላፊ ነኝ፣ ሄድ ዌይተር እና ይሄ ወንዶ ገነት ነው የሚባለው። ድሮ ወንዶ ነበር የሚባለው። በኋላ ልዕልትናኝ ወርቅ መጥተው ምንድነው ይሄ ቦታው ስም ሲሉ ወንዶ ገነት ወንዶ ተባለ። አይ ገነትም ጨምሩባት፣ ከዛ ወንዶ ገነት ተብሎ ከዛሬ ጀምሮ እንዲጠራ ብለው የወሰኑት እሳቸው ናቸው።
ለውጭ ሰዎች ምን መልእክት ትነግራለህ? መጥተው እንዲጎበኙ
ለውጭ ሰዎች መጥተው ቢጎበኙልን ብዙ ነገሮች ተፈጥሮን ደግሞ ከኢትዮጵያ ከየትኛውም ቦታ የሌለ ተፈጥሮ ያው አረንጓዴነቱ፣ ውብነቱ፣ ተፈጥሮነቱ በጣም የሚማርክ ነው እና ይሄ በተፈጥሮ ነው እንጂ በአርቲፊሻል የተሰራ ነገር አይደለም። ስለዚህ ከመጀመሪያ ጀምሮ ገነት የተባለው ለዛ ነው
እና መጥተው
ቢያዩልን ለኛ በጣም ሌሎች ሰዎች እንደሚያመጡ እንተማመን።
እሺ፣ አመሰግናለሁ።
Went to my favorite place, which is very personal to me because I was born in a place called Hararge, the eastern part of Ethiopia. Hararge, I was born there, so I had opportunity to drive from all the way to Addis Ababa, all the way to Hararge. Hararge was just another amazing experience. I had to do it because I was born there. I really wanted to see my, my birthplace. So from Hararge, to get to Hararge, it took us about 8 hours drive through, the African highway, the Ethiopian highway. It was really nice. We had to pass through Debre Zayit, we had to pass through Nazareth, we had to pass through Awash. And when I got to my birthplace, there was I went straight to the place where I was baptized. I went to Bedesa Mariam, where I was baptized, all the way from America to not only major cities, all the way to the remote places area where I was born.
ምን አስተያየት ይሰጣሉ አባ ስለ ማርያም ስለ ሀገራችሁ?
ስለ ሀገራችን እንደዚሁ እንደናንተ ያለ እግዚአብሔር ወደዱ ማርያምን የሚያገለግሉ በውጭ ያሉት ወገኖቻችን ሁሉ ይህን ቤተክርስቲያን ያሰሩት በውጭ ያሉትም ናቸው። እኛ ለእነሱ ጸሎት እያደረግን እግዚአብሔርን እንለምናለን። እነሱን የሚያበርታልን እያልን ጊዜም ብርቱ ናቸውና እግዚአብሔር ብርቱነቱን ይስጠልን እያልን
There was area called Miredu. Miredu was area where my father used to farm there. He used to pretty much, his father used to own this huge massive land little away from the town Bedesa I was born. So this is another area called Miredu. My father was pretty much there on that land farming before the revolution took over. So it was a beautiful place, huge farm area, green, it's a valley and then it's a mountain around it, and then there's like a hut houses on the farm, and I went there. It was just so beautiful to go back there and to revisit this amazing beautiful place and humble place. It was really nice. Hundreds of people start coming out of their house to see, first of all, tourists, second of all, to find out who I was, way away from the Western world, but they're living their humble life, farmers. They live one day at a time. There's no insurance, there's pretty much nothing. All they have is their farm and their home and their family. That's it. It's just very simple life, very simple and humble. So I really want to show or share my experience to the rest of the world, to show there's other world exists, there's other people, other types of amazing, beautiful, loving people exist in different parts of the world. This part of the world never been seen and never been told about these people. I mean, this is a forgotten people. For me to go all the way there to capture this amazing experience and talk about it, I'm so fortunate and grateful to see lived in the Western world most of my life, and then also to go back and find this remote place where, like I said earlier, never been seen, never been told about these people and their lifestyle, their culture. It's just, I'm very grateful, and I'm really happy the fact that here I am today, sitting here and talking about it and telling, sharing, this experience the rest of the world.
King, what do you have to say? What's your experience?
Vedesa is very beautiful. Batam kon ijig batam konjo bon. Vedesa. Vedesa be Ethiopia.
So how do you feel seeing all this?
They are our people. They are beautiful, they are innocent, and we have to help them. We have to help them.
One of, my hope is someday maybe I can just put, a school in that area where these kids, they can go to school and have a better opportunity to learn. It used to be like really difficult to get there because there's no road and no place to stay, or not safe or not healthy. But now you can travel different parts of Ethiopia within a few hours. You can take a plane within an hour. You can be different parts of the country, or if you want to drive so you can see the scenery and the landscaping, it takes a few hours. Anywhere from 2 hours, 6 hours, 8, 10 hours. You can travel different parts of the country. So you can see all this amazing landscaping, and beautiful trees and nature and animals, and the color of the country is just red and brown and blue, white. It just everywhere you go, so you see different. You get different moods and different color, different culture, different clothing, different language, different food. Even within one country, it's just driving or traveling from part 1, part 2, part 3, all these different places, you see different things. You get to see, or you get to experience totally different things. So you'll never get bored. You'll never get bored. Everywhere you go, you're like brand new, or you're a new person. You don't feel like you're familiar with the area, because every location, every little places, it's gives you different types of flavors. From Bahar Dar, we went to Lake Tana, and also it's called Abai. So they're using the water for electric and generator. The water is not as big as it used to be. There's still some waterfall where people can go there and enjoy, tourists, locals, whatever. You can go enjoy that, but the scenery is really pretty. It's just really, really nice. And all I can say is here, you can see yourselves. All people can see and experience. It is really a beautiful location, and that's a historical place. Like I said, pretty much covered pretty much everything about my trip to Ethiopia, and definitely Ethiopia is growing. I definitely recommend people to travel, not only Ethiopia, different parts of Africa. And if you go to Ethiopia, there's a lot of historical places. Of course, there's a lot of things they're lacking, but it's a lot of progress too. A lot of things are changing, the country's growing, a lot of people are interested to go back and invest. Ethiopian Americans, they go back and invest. A lot of companies, they go there and invest. So the opportunity is huge. There's definitely opportunity and definitely a future. Hopefully, a little by little, but eventually we'll get where we need to get there. But it takes time. But my hope and my wishes, I'm doing this, dedicating or devoting, my film work to help women and children in Ethiopia, to show or share my experience the rest of the world. And definitely I want to dedicate to this project to my beloved country Ethiopia and the people of Ethiopia, or Africa, especially women and children. And that's where my heart is. That's where I want to help the country and the continent. And there's a lot of women and children that need help. Just to see what's out there with my own eyes about Africa, but this is very personal to me, because I'm from there, and this is part of me, that I want to share and tell the rest of the world. I'm here for the first time. Abai used to be, this place was huge, it was humongous. They're using it for hydroelectric system. Because of that reason, they cut it down. This is a tourist attraction. That's what we're doing. Thank you.
You do? Yeah. What makes it so fantastic?
It's a beautiful Sunday morning. And we're out in the we'll reach out.
And you, how do you feel?
I feel fantastic.
Okay, you have to explain.
Nice night.
What makes it fantastic?
You're in the middle of nature. አቧራ የለም. So I was
ሽብር ከሞላው ይምጣልኝ ጋሽዬ በከኔ ተራው ዘመዴ የወፈሬን ነገር አየነው መላ ነው.
Look how long Ethiopia she free. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Some try to catch but they can't catch it. My mama yeah have wings to be free. My mama yeah protected by Selassie. Mama, mama, mama yeah. Ethiopia yeah, mama yeah. Mama, mama, mama yeah. Ethiopia yeah, mama yeah. You are saying not, mama yeah. You not them not, mama yeah. You will let you not, mama yeah. Este chaferulat, we let you humble what? M.I.A. Este chaferulat, mama yeah, mama yeah. Mama yeah, Ethiopia yeah, mama yeah, mama yeah, mama yeah, mama yeah, Ethiopia yeah, mama yeah. Simeni mataku alachu, yene Sydney Rasta ibala lulengrachu. Rome Ethiopia natagare, negem zare mbezwa ni umanore. You adwa chalo batam, yene memeke ye nat. Teno selam, mama yeah, mama yeah, Ethiopia yeah, mama yeah, mama yeah, mama yeah, mama yeah, Ethiopia yes I feel mama yeah, mama yeah, mama yeah, Ethiopia yeah, mama yeah, mama yeah, mama yeah, Ethiopia yeah, mama yeah. Silam taise tatu de silam. Anaga gachinete mala, la lementa fallen and quanenya, mane my belt in them andenya, Oromo Tigre, Amara Brage, the Ruwij and the Lieutenant Namzare. Mama yeah, mama yeah, mama yeah, Ethiopia yeah, mama yeah, mama yeah, mama yeah, Ethiopia, we say you be mama yeah, mama yeah, mama yeah, Ethiopia, we say you be mama yeah. Mama yeah, Ethiopia, Ethiopia. You meet someone and they don't know mama, you tell them to read and study Bible history. Look how long Ethiopia she free. Float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. Some try to catch but they can't catch she. My mama yeah have wings to be free. My mama yeah protected by Selassie. Listen to the words of Atto Sydney. Give you them a lyrics intelligently. Give you them a lyrics spiritually. Mama yeah, mama yeah, mama yeah. Ethiopia yes I feel mama yeah. Mama yeah, mama yeah. Ethiopia, Ethiopia. Mama yeah, mama yeah. Ethiopia yes I feel mama yeah. Mama yeah, mama yeah. Ethiopia yes I feel mama yeah. M.I.A. Mama yeah. M.I.A. Mama yeah, shuru, mama yeah, shuru, mama yeah, shuru, mama yeah, shuru, mama yeah, mama yeah, mama yeah, Ethiopia yes I feel mama yeah, mama yeah, mama yeah, Ethiopia, Ethiopia. You meet someone they don't know mama yet. Read and study their history. Look how long Ethiopia she free. Float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. Some try to catch but they can't catch she. My mama yeah have wings to be free. My mama yeah protected by Selassie. My mama yeah protected by His Majesty. Listen to the words of Atto Sydney. Giving this your message spiritually. Give you them a lyrics intelligently. Yes, a Papa Sydney I hear him not take. Mama yeah, mama yeah, Ethiopia, yes I feel mama yeah, mama yeah, mama yeah, inatie, emaye, inatie, ulu miskana yen, you said to shalom.